Today on Eagle Nation News, the Prosper High School ASL class is hosting their very own game night with a twist. Cross Nickerson plays into why this fun event goes beyond the board games. One go-getter at PHS is speaking to students across the nation. Parker Reynolds hears how senior James Kim is making his mark on the world with his very own podcast. Girls basketball is lacing up and ready to pull out some big wins this season. Braxton Swick shoots an interview with the coach and players to hear how the season is going so far. All this and more on today's edition of Eagle Nation News.
Good morning, Eagle Nation, and thank you for joining us. I'm Isabel Moulter.
And I'm Landry Long. We have a fantastic show for you today, so stick around. ENN starts right now. Welcome back, Eagle Nation, and thank you for joining us again here at Studio 301.
Today is Friday, January 26th, and as always, a lot has happened here at PHS, so stay tuned to hear your story.
Up first, the American Sign Language Club hosted a silent game night this week to bring awareness to the deaf community.
Cross Nickerson takes a seat at the game night to see what the club brings to PHS and its positive impact on students.
As the last school bell rings, students in the ASL Club come together for events to spread deaf awareness like this month's game night.
Whenever we host events, sometimes people will bring their friends or people they're dating, and then if you're there, you got to participate and you have to be signing. So then they'll start learning little things and picking things up, and we've actually had new people end up taking the class in the future.
At events like game night, club members bring friends to show them what ASL is all about. Everyone, even visitors, can only communicate through sign language.
I like seeing the people interact and use like a language that like a couple of years ago or maybe even this year they like either never really knew or even heard of. So it's fun seeing them like be more comfortable and confident in their signing.
Students and teachers at PHS want to shine a light on sign language as it is an official language.
It's more the ASL club and language course because deaf people don't get a lot of representation just in media and stuff in general. And it's an underappreciated language, I feel, and it is an official language and does get counted for college and stuff, so I think it's important so that people are more aware of it as a language and the deaf community.
To bring in more students, the club gives members a chance to practice their sign language and bring friends to learn their language too.
At events and stuff, I like to see that everyone is signing. Even if they don't know, if they're new or something like that, it's nice to see that we're actually making an impact and that there is something actually going on. People are learning and we're spreading it. I'm very proud that we can have a community and keep it growing.
Making a loud impact in a silent way.
Seeing how members of the club are able to communicate with ASL to play games is just so cool.
Yeah, it looked like a really wholesome event. I heard that they're even doing a silent dinner later this year.
Also super fun, the world of music, sports, and movies have overtaken the headlines this week. Up next is Talent Talk, sponsored by Jam and Toast.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Why not do it right? From Belgian waffles to Santa Fe chicken, there is something for everyone. For a sunny side up type of morning, visit the exclusive location of Jam and Toast today.
One major celebrity made their mark last week at an NFL playoff game. Callie Swick is in studio to give us the latest update.
Thanks, Isabel. Last Sunday during the Chiefs' divisional round matchup against the Buffalo Bills, Jason Kelce stole the social media spotlight after being seen celebrating while shirtless, holding a beverage, and screaming seconds after his brother Travis Kelce scored a touchdown. As people were shocked by the celebration, Jason had it all secretly planned before the game. He even told his wife, quote, "I'm taking off my shirt and jumping out of that suite." She replied with Jason, "Don't you dare." And he totally didn't care and said, "I'm not asking for permission, I'm doing this." Travis obviously hadn't seen Jason's shirtless antics, but after seeing the video, he couldn't help himself but laugh while celebrating the 27-24 win against the Bills. I personally love this celebration for his brother, and it's most definitely one that both boys will laugh over in the future. Staying on the topic of music, Noah Khan took to X, formerly Twitter, and wrote, quote, excited and kind of sad to announce the final pieces of 6th season. Forever Will Be Yours on February 9th, along with 2 incredibly special collabs. Thank you all for living in this world with me. It's truly been the honor of my career. This single, Forever, is a song that Noah has always played but has never released, so fans will surely be excited to add it to their playlist when it finally hits the music platforms. Along with that, Noah has not revealed the names of the collaborators, but fans are already speculating that people like Olivia Rodrigo and the Lumineers could be involved. I know that I'm so excited to see who these people are, but I'm curious, Landry and Isabel, who do you think will be the surprise artists?
I'm really hoping that it is Olivia Rodrigo because I loved the cover she just did on Sixth season.
That was great, but I'm really rooting for the Lumineers. Either way, I'm definitely looking forward to see who it is in the future.
And speaking of, one Prosper High School senior is making massive steps for his future while advocating for important topics that high schoolers like us may be stressed or worried about.
Parker Reynolds, here's what James Kim has to say about the special journey he's embarking on.
From PBS NewsHour's Student Reporting Labs, this is On Our Minds, because everyone deserves a place to feel heard.
I'm speaking to students my age. We wanted to create a podcast for teens by teens, essentially. And so every time I'm on the podcast, I'm interacting with narratives of students across the country and the issues that they've dealt with in their life. Hopefully listening through this podcast, they'll find a lot of reassurance knowing that they're not alone dealing with an issue that they're going through.
This PBS podcast, On Our Minds, is hosted by James and another senior, Bree Campbell, who were just 2 of 28,000 applicants to receive this opportunity.
This is my 7th year teaching PCIS, and I don't think I've ever quite had a student like James before. He just really surprises me with his work ethic, and the energy that James brings to a project has really been like none other that I've seen.
And that hard work ethic is why he was picked and is leaving his mark on high schoolers across the nation.
Here on Our Minds, I feel like I'm definitely able to share what I truly think about an idea, and given the gravity of so many different topics discussed, it's really cool how I'm able to have my perspectives shine through. It's definitely given me the courage to use my own voice to lift others up.
This new platform provides James with courage and pushes him and his co-host to new heights to report what's on their minds. Reporting for Eagle Nation News, I'm Parker Reynolds.
To hear more about Kim's story, check out our sister publication, Eagle Nation Online, to hear his podcast and more.
This is such a great opportunity. I can't wait to see what he does next.
Me too, and something else I can't wait to see is our Prosper Sports Update. Don't leave because game time is next. Next week is College Week, and we will have over 30 colleges and universities visiting during our lunches from 12:30 to 2:30 each day. They will be visiting with students and bringing promotional materials, giveaways, and swag. On Monday, there will be a Model UN Rice Conference meeting where they will discuss how to write a position paper for Model UN. And there will also be a meeting today in the LGI to talk about the Chipotle fundraiser. See you there. Skills USA is collecting donations for Love Packs. Love Packs help provide food for families in need. Currently, they're in need of items such as canned fruit, vegetables, soup, peanut butter and jelly, granola bars, and more. Visit their website or scan the QR code to see the full list of needed items. All donations can be dropped off in the nest with Miss Riley through January 31st. In this new club, students will learn how to identify a problem in society and will be able to present a product that they make to present to judges. The format will be similar to Shark Tank. Students will also learn the fundamental skills and basics of Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. The Business and Entrepreneur Club's first meeting will be held in 1227 on Monday, February 5th at 4:15 p.m. If you will be a junior or senior next year and would like to have an off period, please ask your parents about an email they received addressing this. In this email will be a link to a form for you to fill out. This form is required in order to receive an off period. You may not select off periods in the course selection. Please select an elective, and if you qualify, the counselors will replace the elective with an off period. As some professional sports and some PHS sports are just starting up, Colton Boston is in studio with this week's Game Time.
Thanks, Landry. Kicking off this week's Game Time will be our boys and girls soccer team, with both played against Denton Geyer on Tuesday. It was a close match for both our girls and boys team, but both just fell short of Geyer, with the boys finishing the game 3-2 and the girls finishing their game 1-0, making their record 9-1. But even with that loss, our girls soccer team is still ranked 5th in the entire U.S. Both teams will play again tonight at Children's Health Stadium against crosstown rivals Rock Hill. The girls will play at 6 and the boys will play at 8. Now passing it to basketball, our boys and girls team also played on Tuesday, with both teams facing off against Little Elm. But sadly, our Eagles had similar results to soccer, with both teams losing. The boys finished with a final score of 59-48, and the girls finished their game with a final score of 48-41. Both teams will next play Rock Hill tonight at Rock Hill. The girls will start at 6 and the boys will start at 7:15. Now taking a splash into our boys and girls swim and dive team that are competing in the District Swim and Dive Championship yesterday and today. Good luck to those who are competing. And rounding off our Prosper Sports and kicking off their season is our softball team. They'll play tomorrow at 10 a.m. against Hebron High School at Hebron High School. Varsity starts at 12:30. Good luck to our softball team. And finally, now that we've recapped all of Prosper Sports, let's look into a bit of national sports as the NFL enters their 3rd round of the playoffs this Sunday. Kicking off the start of the doubleheader will be the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Baltimore Ravens. This game will really be a game of quarterbacks as you have the likes of Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson going head-to-head. Game coverage can be found on CBS and kickoff is at 2. However, the NFL isn't done there as the San Francisco 49ers will face off against the Detroit Lions at 5:30 on Fox. The matchup between Jared Goff and Brock Purdy will really be one to watch as they've both thrown over 240 yards in their last game. Now going back to Prosper, there's been a massive update on Richland High School. Coleman Meyer has more on the story.
Thanks, Colton. As you guys may know, the town of Prosper and Prosper ISD as a whole have grown tremendously over the last few years. And with that growth comes need for new schools to house all of our students. Just yesterday, Prosper ISD announced construction updates for 4 new schools inside the district. 1 new elementary school, 2 new middle schools, and 1 brand new high school coming to Prosper ISD. That high school is what you see right here behind me, Richland High School, which is set to open in August of 2025. The opening of this school will affect a lot of Prosper ISD students, specifically Prosper High School students, freshmen and sophomores this year. Especially if you live in Windsong Ranch right here in front of me, a wide majority of you will attend this school when it opens and possibly graduate from this high school. I am personally really looking forward to see what Prosper ISD and the town of Prosper have in store for us in the future as they continue to grow. What do you guys think back at the desk?
Thank you, Coleman. I love the growth that we're seeing in Prosper, but everyone knows that the Prosper High School is the original.
Yes, me too. And also growing is the basketball program's success. Girls basketball is tipping off their season, and Braxton Swick took to the court to hear how the season is going so far.
As the second semester of the school year comes to a start, so does basketball season for our Lady Eagles, who are going into this season with one goal in mind: to dominate on the court.
After last year, you know, we were trying to figure out how we take a group of young kids who went through a tough year and build that and grow, because we were all freshmen and sophomores last year for the most part. So going through some trials and tribulations, and then the idea was, can we go through that, have a little bit more experience, and gain some success off that this year?
And so far, the Lady Eagles have been proving themselves as they are having a great season. And with dominant wins over teams like Panther Creek and McKinney, they're hoping that this season can give them a straight shot into the playoffs.
I think we gained more pieces like Cameron and even like Zai being back, just like our more competitive drive and just like finishing and just our shots overall, and on defense, like we all just want the ball, like we want to win.
Just my leadership, you know, like being on the court, being able to like handle those type of situations, because I've been on varsity since a freshman, so I've have gotten to see everything that a varsity team is going to bring to the floor, and so I mean, like I just like help my teammates out whenever they're struggling.
Coach Rochelle hopes to push his team not to only make a deep playoff run, but to play to their full potential.
Though nobody ever wants to lose, once you've felt it, you don't want to feel it anymore. So I just see that, you know, they lost 19 games last year, and they want to flip that around, and it's just fighting tooth and nail not to lose a basketball game.
Reporting for Eagle Nation News,
Let's go, Eagles!
I'm Braxton Swick.
Our girls basketball team is looking great this year, so make sure to support the ladies at their next game tonight against our rival Rock Hill.
The game will be at 6 p.m. at Rock Hill, so make sure to be there and be loud.
Yes, always.
That's all we have for you today, Eagle Nation. Thank you again for letting us tell your stories. Once again, I'm Landry Long.
And I'm Isabel Molter. Have a great weekend,
and go Eagles!